All right, heads up if you fly Delta Airlines or shop at Sears and Kmart, keep an eye on your credit card statements. Both companies say their customers may have had their credit card information hacked after a security firm used by both of those two companies was breached. Now, the incident happened last fall, but the companies were only told by the security firm about the breach last week. Delta says that payment information for several hundred thousand customers may have been breached, but not government ID like passports or driver's licenses. Sears, meanwhile, says credit card information for less than 100,000 customers was accessed. I want to talk about all of this. Let's bring in Alex Hamerstone. He is a cybersecurity expert with TrustedSec. Really good to have you here, Alex. I mean, what's the lag time here? How do they explain that?
So it's actually not uncommon that it takes a while for these things to get out. Usually what we recommend with using a third party like this is that you have it in place in your contract that they'll notify you immediately or within a very short period of time if there is a breach, so that you can take steps to mitigate it and notify your customers.
You just said the word breach. That's the term that Delta's using. Sears is saying the customer's information was accessed. Is that just semantics, or are they choosing those words for a reason?
Well, the truth of the matter is, like, in our industry, it's still a fairly new industry to a degree, and so terms are used interchangeably. Breach has a specific legal definition in a lot of states and jurisdictions, so a lot of times people will kind of dance around that a little bit to figure out exactly what happened. But really, it kind of depends how you're using the word, to be honest with you.
Let me ask you, because I sit in this very chair in this beautifully lit studio telling my favorite people out there in TV land about a security hack almost weekly. It is a reality in our world. It doesn't seem like we're getting a handle on this, nor is it going anywhere. Is it only going to get worse, and is there a way for us to actually ever be safe in our online activity?
So really, there are a lot of things that companies can do to keep their data more secure. One thing that's important to note is that there's a certain set of recommendations that we would give users at home about how to protect their own data. But the way that this is different is that this is data that you're giving to companies. And once you give it to those companies, then they're having security issues with it. And there's really not a whole lot you can do once you give your data up to other companies. You're kind of relying on them protecting it and them following the correct procedures to keep it secure. So it really is challenging for the consumer here, because you can't fly without giving them your information. You can't fly without giving them, a lot of personal data. And one of the things is I actually flew home on Delta last night. And when I saw this, I was at least glad to hear that it's payment card information and not passport information or
Yes.
very sensitive things like that.
But, you think, I remember thinking about Sears, for example, you think, okay, well, then I just won't shop at Sears.com. I'll just go into the store, into a brick and mortar store. There's not as many, first of all. And second of all, we've seen their computer systems in stores. Remember, Target had that big breach right at the checkout stand. So you're not necessarily safe in store either.
Well, unless you're using cash, obviously. But what happens is when you enter that credit card into the system at the store, it's still going to a back end somewhere and being stored somewhere. So whether it's coming in online or coming in through the point of sale device, it's still going to go to sit on a server somewhere. So it's not necessarily better using it, at the point of sale versus at your own computer, depending on your own personal computer security.
Well, Alex, I was kind of hoping to get some good news from you. I'm going to have you back so you can help us another time talk about what we can maybe do to protect ourselves a bit better, because this is a new reality, a new world order. Alex Hamerstone, thank you.
Thank you so much.